real.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Get Real with Real Estate. I'm Jack Colwell, joined by Jameson Melbye from, again, RE/MAX Results. And Jameson, I was off on vacation last week. Good to be back in the saddle again with you here this week. The big question to lead off is, Mark treat you okay? He was my guest host, I guess.
He did. We were a little bit disheveled.
Yeah.
It wasn't normal not having Jack here, so yeah, no. But we made it. We suffered through.
Well, good. We're back at it
Yeah,
here,
we
and
are.
we're back in the saddle again.
We're here.
And I like the topic of this week's show. It's tips for sellers here. And
Yeah.
that will be me and my wife sometime in the future. I don't know when, but eventually it's going to happen. So we'll start right off here, Jameson.
Sounds good.
And talk about what the state of the market is in our area right now. What are you observing? What are you hearing?
Right now, we're in the thick of summer. We're getting close to fall, and July and August, I typically refer to that as the summer slump. Other people have different names for it, but typically after the 4th of July, people start going on vacations. They're not really thinking real estate during July and August. You have the River City Days, Pierce County Fair, Cannon Valley Fair. There's all of these distractions, and people are getting out of the house. So once kids go back to school, I believe they went back in Wisconsin today, it sounds like. Minnesota should be fairly soon, and then people will start picking up the home search again because they're really concerned about wanting to get settled and closed, move into their house before winter. So the fall market should be picking up here fairly soon.
Now, with that being said, are we still in a seller's market at this time?
The short answer is yes, we still are. Things, like I said, things have slowed up a bit, but when you look at the month's supply of inventory, that dictates whether or not we're in a seller's market, balanced market, or buyer's market. Right now, I just checked this morning, we have about roughly 3 months of inventory, which means that it would take 3 months for the houses on the market to sell. So anything under 6 is tipping towards a seller's market. So even though we're in the summer slump, the answer is yes, we still are in a seller's market. And that being said, any price point in a certain area becomes a buyer's market. So the higher the price is, the further you're going away from the median sale price, it then does become a buyer's market. So the closer to the median sale price you are, the faster your home will sell, as long as it's priced accordingly.
Yeah, kind of like you got that little sliding scale there or whatever that kind of moves here and there depending on what the market is. Now, Jameson, even in a seller's market, you still have to do, extra work or some special work to prepare your house for a sale, even if it is a seller's market.
Definitely. So one conversation I have with people is that no matter what market we're in, your house is bracketed by square feet, bedrooms, bathrooms, the year built, things like that. So you're bracketed in this certain price range. Regardless if we're in a buyer's market, balanced market, seller's market, you have a price range. And everything you can do to make your house look as good as possible for those showings will help you sell at the top of that price range. So yes, houses are selling fast, but if somebody comes to your house, you have chipping paint, curling shingles, old carpet, poor color choices, things like that, you're not going to get as high of an offer as you would had you addressed those things before we went on the market.
Good stuff there, good advice. Now, I go on sites, I look at homes from time to time, and I'll go on there and I'll see a house. Man, this house is still on there, all right? Why is that? Why? I see some homes that have been on there for seemingly months, so what are some of the reasons for that? Are there maybe some of the reasons you just talked about?
Yeah, some of those reasons, and what I keep talking about is the median sale price, which in this area I would say between 140 and 160, 170, that's right where the median lies. And if you're in that price range, the houses will sell fairly quick and easy because we have more people looking for those homes. The higher the price, the less buyer pool we have, and then that speaks to very distinct homes. Like your big 2-story Victorians, a lot of square feet, things like that. You just don't have nearly as many people looking for that house as you do, let's say, a 3-bed, 2-bath house in a neighborhood that's all ramblers and things like that around that 150 point. Those are going to sell much quicker.
Sounds like the neighborhood I'm in.
I was kind of describing Action Jack's house.
Right there,
yeah. You picked up on that. So.
Yeah, certainly. And so with that in mind, Jameson, what can we do? What can people do to help sell their homes as fast as they can if they need to make a move or, you know, get things moving quickly?
So when a realtor does a CMA, we all kind of do them a little bit differently, I believe, and depending on how we're trained, but at the end of the day, we're gonna come up with a probable sale price for your home. So the closer you can list it to that probable sale price is better. And then, like I said, the price range. So you want to do everything you can to get that house ready for showings. Decluttering, packing. If you call me, you're going to be packing at some point anyway, so you might as well start now. Help your house look as big as possible on the inside, as clean, as fresh as possible. Whether that's new paint, mini blinds, little things like that. And again, it's a case-by-case basis, but having your house look as good as it possibly can will help it sell as quick as possible.
Excellent. Fall's not that far away. We're going to talk about the fall market coming up in a moment. Okay, Jameson?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, this is Get Real with Real Estate here on Classic Hits, KWNG 106. I'm Jack Colwell, joined by Jameson Melbye from RE/MAX Results. Back with more in just a minute. We're back as promised. We like to keep our promises on this show. It's Get Real with Real Estate. I'm Jack Colwell, joined by Jameson Melbye from RE/MAX Results. And this is kind of like the Tips for Sellers show. It is part 2. And Jameson, we'll get right back at it here. Now, earlier in the program, you mentioned, you know, typically things kind of slow down in the summer. But when should a person list to take advantage of the upcoming fall real estate market?
A good time to list would have been now, basically in the last week or two. That being said, there still is time up until midway through September, the end of September, I would say, to take full advantage of the fall market. You'd want to be on the market, so, you know, September 4th. I mean, that's a good time to be on the market all the way through fall. That being said, October, it's going to start to slow down towards the end of October. November, certainly, it'll slow down. We have holidays mixed in there. People take time off work, and when they take that time off work, I've found that they're not typically home searching. They're spending time with family, friends, things like that. And if you think about between now and the end of the year, we don't have a whole lot of working days. When you take out weekends, you take out holidays, there's just not a lot of time. So as soon as you can get your house listed, the better. And one question people ask is, how long does it take to get my home on the MLS from the day of signing paperwork? And that that all depends on how much work you have to do. If you have to paint the exterior of your house, re-roof it, well, okay, it's going to take a little bit of time. But if it's a matter of just packing up a few things, rearranging what you have, we could have your house on the market fairly quick.
Yeah, could take anywhere from a couple of days to maybe a couple of weeks or more, right?
Definitely.
All depends on the situation. Here's an interesting topic. You know, we talk about interest rates. If you are a buyer, but what if you're selling? How does that affect things?
Was that the question?
Yes.
It was interest rates.
Yeah, how are interest rates?
Yeah.
And do they apply?
Interest rates. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and how do they apply if you're selling? Yeah, as opposed, we talk about it when people are buying, but what if you're selling a home?
Yeah, I misheard the question.
Yeah.
So interest rates right now they're hovering right around 4.25, give or take a little bit on each side of that. And if you look at last year, they were around 3.25, 3.5. Now, what's happened is that has that's affected the buyer pool for your price range, and it's affected buyability. So let's say you're buying a house last year for $150. Now you're buying a house at a lower price point with that same monthly payment that you would have. So had you bought a house last year, you could have bought more house for that same monthly payment. That being said, rates are likely going to go up again at some point in the next year. There's no telling when, but that's going to happen again. So if you were to sell your house this fall versus, let's say, spring, summer of next year, and you want your target house payment to be $1,200, at where interest rates are now, you'll be buying more house, more square feet, a bigger house than you would be with that same monthly payment if you waited until next year. So right now, a good time to list your house, good time to buy another one. Buyers will be picking up again, like I said, so right now is a really good time.
Let's say you're listing your home here in the not too distant future, but it doesn't sell until winter arrives. There's the W word, which would probably include the S word. But what are some tips to kind of, you know, keep you in the mix until that time when it does sell.
Yeah, if your house is for sale in the winter, one thing that we'll do is we'll retake pictures when there's a big, beautiful snowfall, so it looks really nice and pretty. People like seeing that when it is in winter. They're not so big in May, seeing snow pictures, that's not a good deal. But in the winter, it's good. But some common sense things would be keep your sidewalks and your driveways clear of snow. As surprising as that is, we go to show houses sometimes, and it's pretty treacherous getting inside some of these homes with ice buildup, things like that. Keep your house warm. I understand it's economical to keep your house cooler. You know, some people like that, but buyers want to know that furnace is working good, it feels good, and when you're outside, it's 10 degrees, there's nothing better than walking in a nice warm house. That being said, there's other things you could do, like baking some cookies before a showing.
This is crazy now, Jameson. I have to interrupt you because when you were mentioning, warm, it's in the winter, I was thinking, maybe some cookies and milk or some hot cocoa. I mean, great minds think alike, I guess.
They do.
Okay, yeah, continue though, that's great.
Well, and the reason being is that it's kind of a little bit of psychology by doing that, is that around holiday times, people are normally a little bit cheerier than they would be in other times, and they smell a delightful smell like that, like fresh baked cookies, and just makes them happy and comfortable. So that could be a little bit of a trigger that helps them tilt towards your house. Now, if your house is trash and needs a lot of work, well, that's not going to work. But let's say they're tied between two houses they really like, that could be the tipping point that gets them in there. So those are some tips. And then, of course, decorating for the holidays, taking those decorations back down when it's appropriate after the holiday is done. So those are some good winter tips.
That's right, yeah. That a dozen freshly baked cookies could put you over the top.
They could.
You never know. Holidays, of course, are going to be here before you know it. I mean, we've got Labor Day coming up too, and of course, before you know it, it'll be Halloween time, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So how do those holidays affect home sales? What have you seen?
Typically, they slow down a little bit. So you have to understand, people are going out of town to family members' houses. People are coming into town, but typically Thanksgiving, Christmas, we don't see a lot of activity there. People are off work, yes, and in the past, I had thought, well, if people are off work, they might want to go look at houses, and really, they're just like anybody. They just want to relax and be with family. So your showings are going to slow down typically around those holiday times, which is fine. And if you're nervous about decorating your house for holidays, don't be. People, like I said, they like holiday decorations. And if they don't, well, they're going to have a lot of houses they're going to be seeing with holiday decorations. So it's not out of the norm, for sure.
All right, appreciate your time. If folks want to get in touch with you, Jameson, what do they need to do? They
can call my cell phone, which is 651-764-8933. You can find me on the web at melbyrealestateexperts.com. And again, we record this live on Facebook Thursday mornings, and these videos live on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you go to Facebook, you can type in RE/MAX results, Jameson Melbye Real Estate, and then I'll plug the YouTube channel that now has all these videos on it, which is melbyrealestate.com.